Welcome, folks, to My Combat News. Once again, I'm the Yak Man, Ron Yakovetti.
Fabiano Iha, the king of armbar.
We're here, we're ready. A little casual today. No jackets, possibly no pants. You'll never know.
Never know.
Tonight we have a great show. We're going to go on a rampage. We're going to talk a little bit with the man himself. One of our reporters is going to talk to him. We're going to cover some stuff. And we wanted to announce, too, up front that we are very proud that coming November, nationally, My Combat Channel News will be 24/7 on Atlantic broadband. That is national, and that's a big deal.
It is a big deal, and you guys know that you can call us at 855-490-2146. This week, we're gonna give away nice My Combat Channel shirts. The fights start here, buddy. So if you want to win the shirt, give us a call, or you can also
Skype in at Film On Live. That is Film On Live. That is our Skype. Or again, you can call in. It's a nice shirt. I happen to have one. Washes well, wears well. Speaking of wearing well, we're going to talk now about the career of a man that any MMA fan knows, really most love. Super talented athlete, very entertaining. Because I'm talking about Quentin Rampage Jackson.
Definitely.
Somebody you know well.
I know very well.
UFC 153, Fabiano. He's on the Aldo Edgar card from Brazil. What do we think about that?
Well, again, Rampage, you know, I know him very well, and I think UFC doing it again, like every single promoters do it. When the fighters coming to the end of his career, they're trying to bring somebody else, you know, to beat him and get the easy step up. You know, Grover Teixeira is from Brazil. He's an amazing fighter. He's have 18 wins, 2 losses, and he's gonna be facing Rampage in Brazil. So everything against my boy, you know. So what do you think?
They're bringing the dog to someone else's yard.
Yep.
You know the man. We know his career and his work. If you had to put odds on it, what are the chances that Rampage pulls off the upset and beats the Brazilian in Brazil?
Look, the deal is, I spoke to him today. I give him a call. Okay, he is in Brazil right now as we speak. Okay, he's there. He's training hard, so he's smart. He's not gonna fail for the whole, you know, coming into Brazil in the last minute, you know, getting jet lag and stuff like that. He's very smart, and he's been training for very good guys in Brazil, getting ready for this fight. Check this out.
Quentin Rampage Jackson, prepare.
I didn't have no idea that, you know, people will even recognize me when I come, you know what I'm saying? It's nice that, you know, I always wanted to come to Brazil, and I come here and I see Recife is very beautiful, you know what I'm saying, and everybody's nice so far. I like the weather. I just want my next fight, I want to be victorious, but I want it to be a exciting fight. I want to put on a exciting show for the Brazilian fans. It's my first time fighting here, and I want to have a good impression on the fans here. I plan on being my last fight in the UFC, you know. Sometimes you got to stand up for yourself and, you know what I'm saying, and see what's else out there. Like a lot of people think that UFC is MMA, but it's not true. There's other shows out there. I'm not allowed to make plans, so I'm still on contract with the UFC, so I just had to get done with this fight and see what's up.
My boy, I'm proud of you, my boy. You know, be in Brazil, you know, before the fight, and the gyms in Brazil, they're not fancy as the gym him. He's kind of like, you went, kind of like, you know, I don't say that he did exactly, but kind of like he stepped into the ghetto, you know, and get that whole Rocky Balboa.
Rocky.
Thank you.
Taking it back to his origins, going back and starting where it's hard.
And it's, you know, if I have a question, if you ask me like you just did, you know what I think about, I think he's gonna be surprise some people.
Yeah, he can surprise. If there's anything you got to know about a guy like that, even though he's at the back end of his career, he hasn't been on a downward spiral where he's getting beaten by everybody. He's had some tough fights, but he is still super strong. Power, the last thing to go. He's still an incredible athlete, and he can upset anybody. They put him against John Jones for a reason before, because there was a legitimate shot. I think you don't sleep on Quentin Rampage Jackson, even if he's not the favorite in Brazil. He's a guy who can do it.
He is. And again, I think he does better over pressure. Much better over pressure. And that's the time that he can prove, you know. He's there, he's training hard, so I can't wait for that fight. I can't wait. And
that's the word when you talk to him. He's a good camp. He's confident with his camp.
Oh yeah, he's very. You know, the camp he's with. You know, they're very professional. Right. So they're gonna push him hard. It's not like he's gonna, you know, maybe not train hard. He will. Right. He'll be ready.
He's always had good camps. He's trained in Cali. He's gone over to train in the UK. He's prepared always, I think, in what you would consider a reputable camp. Mm-hmm. This one may be more important because he's got a really tough end of his career defining fight where he's really not the favorite to win. He's got to make something happen.
And right before he went to Brazil, he did an interview for us with Nancy Yuri. Mm-hmm. And that's what you guys are going to see in the second segment.
Yeah. When we come back, Nancy Yuri sits down with the big dog, Quinton Rampage Jackson. You say he's good under pressure. That's like a diamond. Us, not so much. Him, for sure. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, Nancy Yuri, Quinton Jackson, you're not going to want to miss it. It's always entertaining. My Combat News.
What's up? I'm Quinton Rampage Jackson, first unified champion of MMA, baby.
Rampage Jackson!
Welcome everybody to My Combat Channel. I'll be your host for the evening, Nancy Yuri, and joined alongside a very famous face. You don't need any introduction, but I'll introduce you anyway. Quinton Rampage Jackson, thank you so much for joining us. I've been a fan all the way back to the Pride days.
Yeah, Quinton, you just researched that.
Now, as long as there have been combat sports, there have been rivalries, and you are definitely no exception to the rule. That's where you met pretty much one of your first rivals in Vanderlei Silva. You faced him twice over there, first in the middleweight Grand Prix in 2003, and then the middleweight championship in 2004. What was it that stemmed that rivalry? Was it that first loss?
Well, it wasn't really a rivalry for me. It was like it was a tournament, and it was my job. I had to fight Chuck. Then I had to fight Vanderlei, you know what I'm saying? I was trying to win the tournament. Then I lost the second. I beat Chuck and I lost to Vanderlei, and then I made my way back up to fight him for the belt. He was a champion, and so I made my way back up to champion status, and he kicked my butt again. And then I had to fight him again in the UFC, so we actually fought 3 times.
But despite those losses to Vanderlei and Pride, you were actually turned out to be one of the most badass guys in the Pride organization. In your 5 years and 17 fights there, what was the highlight crowning moment of that period?
Probably on my birthday, like on my 25th or 26th birthday, when I powerbombed Ricardo Arona. That's probably like the most highlighted moment of Pride right there for me.
Okay. So after your years in Pride, you were able to transition into the UFC. And now it was kind of said that you didn't want to join UFC sooner because of your buddy Tito Ortiz was kind of like the big name at that time. Yeah. Wasn't there enough room for both of you?
Well, I don't know. I'm just kind of like that, you know what I'm saying? I would feel bad if Tito would have came over to Pride, and maybe, actually, to be honest, I probably wouldn't have cared if he came over to Pride. But, Tito was a man back in the day in the UFC, and I knew everybody always wanted us to fight each other and stuff like that. And I always felt like I could go and be champion in the UFC and stuff like that. So I didn't want to give Tito his space. I really didn't want to stay away. I'm a friend like that, you know what I'm saying?
Very respectable. And in your second fight in the UFC, you already earned the light heavyweight title from the Iceman, Chuck Liddell. Did you think that at that point you had really made it?
That was, it was kind of all of a sudden for me. I didn't really think about it. It was really no big thing for me because I had already beat Chuck.
Right.
So it was like, these fans, they didn't know who I was. They booed me, and for knocking out Chuck. And a lot of my friends told me a lot of stuff that made me ashamed to be American about that fight.
Why is that?
Well, a lot of my friends was telling me that was a very racial fight, and I didn't think about it. Because a black guy was fighting a white guy, and it really made me ashamed to be American. And even in my hometown, a lot of white people was cheering for Chuck Liddell because he was white and stuff like that. So, so when they booed me and stuff like that, it made me lose a lot of love for the fans and a lot of American fans and stuff. So that was like that fight. It really changed me a lot, and it was like I didn't even really care about the belt and stuff like that. I was just so ashamed to be American at that point in time.
I want to talk about one of your newest passions, and that's acting. I used to play A-Team growing up, and that was one of my favorite shows, and I was ecstatic at the Hollywood rumors that there was going to be an A-Team major motion picture. You really pleasantly surprised a lot of people because you were so amazing as B.A. Baracus. What was that like being on the set with A-listers like Bradley Cooper, who, by the way, you can give him my phone number, Liam Neeson? How cool was that? Was there an intimidation factor going in?
No, because people really get to know me. I'm like a big kid, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Copley, and now I'm
was great.
Yeah, I'm really good friends with everybody on set, and the director and Jewel Daly, like one of the producers, and like a lot of the extras. Like it was the most chemistry I ever experienced.
I want to now do something that I like to call the 10 hot questions. And I just want you to give me the quickest thing that comes to your mind.
Oh, hell.
Okay? What's the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning?
Open my eyes.
Okay. If you had to eat one food for a month, what would it be?
Japanese hamburger steak.
Ooh, okay. Who's the biggest tool bag in MMA?
Joe Silva.
Ooh, okay. If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Unlimited cardio.
Ooh, that's awesome. What was your childhood nickname?
Nut.
Nut?
N-U-T-T.
Okay.
And Rampage after I turned 8. But
Okay. Who gave you that, by the way? Rampage.
My cousin Tyrone. His nickname now is No Touch. He gave himself that nickname.
Do you have any hidden talents?
I'm very good at doggy style. I'm the king of doggy style.
What's your guilty pleasure? Now you have to say it. What's your guilty pleasure?
Sexual?
No, it's not. Like carrot cake or something
Oh,
like that.
I didn't know. I thought
like Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
I'm like, I don't do none of that
No,
stuff.
that's My Combat Channel After Dark. We'll get to that.
I mean, you said guilty pleasure. I didn't know. I never asked my guilty pleasure. Like, you talking about food?
Anything.
Black walnut ice cream.
Okay. What's more satisfying, winning by submission or a knockout?
Knockout. Come on.
All right. What's your favorite reality show?
I don't watch reality shows.
You watch TV?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. What's your favorite show?
My favorite show is American Dad and, Family Guy.
Okay. And what's the dumbest question you've ever been asked? And it better not be one that I have asked you in this segment.
What's the dumbest question you ever been asked? No, what's your guiltiest pleasure? No.
Said it couldn't be something I asked you.
No, what's the dumbest question I ever been asked? Oh, goodness. Oh. Do you even train UFC?
Okay, that's a very dumb question.
Very dumb
so
question.
I hope you knock that person out.
UFC light heavyweight champion, Quinton Rampage Jackson!
And I do want to thank you for coming down. So keep it right here on My Combat Channel for Quinton Rampage. I'm Nancy Uri. We'll see you next time.
Thank you. You're very good.
Thank you.
Welcome, folks, again to My Combat News. Great show so far. Great interview with Quinton Rampage Jackson. But we need to talk to people that aren't in studio, don't we?
We do. But anyway, he's funny guy or what?
Yeah, he's very funny. He's a great personality. And it's a business, right? You're the product as a
He
fighter.
always
You got to
been
sell
like
yourself in and out of the cage.
Always like that. Funny, funny, funny. I love him.
Yep.
You know?
Now, we're going to go to the phones because you mentioned earlier about Skyping in, Film on Live. We're calling in 855-490-2146 to give away, what are we giving away?
Oh, the most beautiful T-shirt ever.
Ever.
This one.
Or as Phil
My
Baroni would say,
Combat
ever.
Channel.
You can have that
The
shirt.
fight start here.
Now, I'm told that we have a bunch of calls coming in, but we're going to get who's going to be the lucky shirt winner, hopefully, coming through.
Bring it up.
Who do we have on the line, folks?
Hey, this is John.
Hey, what's up, John?
Hey, John.
Hey, I'm a big fan, man. Thanks for taking my call.
Thank you, buddy.
You're a big fan of the show or of him?
Both.
That is the right answer. You might get a pair of pants to go with that shirt just for that. Go on.
Perfect, man. Perfect. Give me all you got.
Okay, John, so here's the deal. We always, make some question. If you get that question right, you get the shirt, of course. If not, you try again next time. So I have a simple question for you. We just have a big K1 fight this last weekend. Okay, so tell me if the difference between K1 and UFC.
Okay.
Besides the letters.
K1 is all standing. There's no ground game. UFC has ground game. K1 is just all standing up.
Nice job, buddy. Nice job. You got a shirt. You got a shirt.
All right. Nice.
Good to hear that, too, because a lot of times people say they're fight fans. You go, what's the difference between K1 and UFC? And they go, well, there's a dash in the middle and fewer characters. but you knew what you're talking about. You knew your stuff, so you got your shirt. It is a nice shirt. Like I said, I have one, and who doesn't need a T-shirt?
Here we go, guys. Keep calling. Let us know what you think about the show. Everybody already know that I'm better looking than him, so you don't have to say that, okay?
But that's going to change by the end of the season. We're going to work on switching that. But the better looking part is even coming.
Here we go. I tell you who's better looking than both of us together.
Yeah, combined.
The combined together. The MMA top 10. Let's take a look on the
welterweight division.
Hi, my name is Krisa, and you're watching the top 10 welterweights. At number 10, Nate Marquardt. At number 9, Rory McDonald. At number 8, Josh Koscheck. At number 7, John Fitch. Number 6, Jake Ellenberger. At number 5, Martin Kattner. At number 4, Nick Diaz. At number 3, Johnny Hendricks. At number 2, Carlos Condit. At number 1, George St. Pierre. Hi, my name's Krisa, and you just watched the top 10 welterweight.
So again, the welterweight division, a favorite like middleweights, you have the speed of the smaller guys, and you have a lot of the power and athleticism of the larger guys. A deep class, and with St. Pierre taking on Condit now, coming up soon, who walks away number 1 after that? I ask you, Mr. King of Armbar.
Well, I have another question for that question.
Oh no.
So if George St. Pierre wins that fight, now he's gonna fight Anderson Silva.
Yeah.
How confused that's gonna be.
There's gonna be people in the audience with blow darts trying to take Condit out so we don't miss that fight. Because that happens a lot sometimes. There's a super fight set up, but it's contingent on the one happening, and you really need it to happen. So if Silva and St. Pierre fought after St. Pierre lost, even if it was after avenging the loss to Condit, it takes some of the value away of that show selling as a product.
But as so far, they didn't announce there's gonna be a catch weight kind of like fight. They didn't say that yet. They probably maybe gonna go catch weight, so that doesn't affect any one of the belts.
Right.
In that case.
And that's a great point to bring up. It'll probably be, because of the magnitude of the fight, it'll be a 5-round fight. It'll be a main event, which are all 5 rounds
for sure.
now. No titles will be on the line. Both champions walk away with the straps they came in with. It's a fantasy matchup for any fight fan, without question. Here's something else for fight fans that you don't always get to see. We are going to have a live performance to close out our show with an artist
my friend,
you know quite well.
Yeah, my friend AM. He made a song for my Combat channel, the song called Combat, and we're gonna close today with his performance at the studio. And again, we are live, we're from Beverly Hills, California, and we like to hear your opinion. So if you can, go ahead, Facebook us, let us know what you guys think about the show.
Yep. And be nice, because it might not look like it, but we actually have feelings. You just might not see it.
We do.
So thanks for joining us, folks. This is My Combat News for the Yak Man, Ryan Cavetti, Fabiano Iha. We wish you good night, God bless. See you next time.
Good night.
Here comes your musical act.
Combat.